Once we have created the part, it's time to manufacture it. And for manufacturing, we need the dimensions, annotations, and other details in our drawing. Now we can add all these details in the drafting environment, which we are going to start next. So we have this part right here in the part environment. Let's now switch to drafting. And to do that, go to this drop down right here and select Make Drawing from Part or Assembly. Now this will take you to this sheet format size. Here we have some options. Let's start with the standard sheet size. So this list will show you all the standard sheet sizes available right here in this template folder. And as you can see, we have several sheet sizes. We have the NC as well as ISO paper sizes and several other paper sizes. Now you can select the one based on your requirement. In this case, we'll select NCA landscape, though we have other like NC portrait, NCB landscape and portrait and so on. If you want to use your own template, then you can click on browse and locate your template in your PC and start with that. In this case, I'll just stick with the standard templates, and in this case, I'll select NCA landscape. If you want to use a custom sized paper, then you can select this button right here and specify the size of paper yourself. Of course, we don't want to do that, so I'll select the standard sheet size and I'll select NCA paper size. With that, I'll click OK. And here we have it. So here we have the NCA paper size. Now on the right side, we have some drawing views, which we'll see later. For now, simply click here and it will just collapse like this. Now there are a few things that we need to set up first before we start adding drawing views here. And the very first thing is the drafting standard. Right now we are using ISO standard. And you can check it using this customization option. So just go to option. And here we have two kind of option. We have the system option, which is the global option, and it will be applicable to all the templates and all the drawings. Then we have document properties. It is only related to this current document. Now here, as you can see in the drafting standard, we have ISO selected, which means we are currently using ISO as the overall drafting standard. You can change that to NC if you want. In this case, I'll leave ISO selected. If, however, you change the standard, it will change all the other properties like annotations, dimensions, and every other property in this list. In the drafting standard, we also have some options here. Like you can make text uppercase for notes, for tables, and for dimension and whole callouts. There are some exceptions as well that you can add here if you want to. For example, millimeter, mm, centimeter, all these things will still show in lowercase even when you make it uppercase. We will talk about all these other options later. For now, I'll leave ISO standard selected and I'll click OK. Now, the next thing is the drawing unit. And as you can see here, we are using MMGS system. Millimeter, gram, and second system. You can change that to inch, pound, and second system. Again, I'll leave the millimeter system. Now, the next thing is our angle of projection. Usually we use third angle of projection in United States, in India, and several other countries. Now, if you want to change this drafting setting, then right click in the sheet and select properties. So you may need to click here to expand it and then go to properties. And in this property window, we have the angle of projection right here. As you can see, third angle is selected right now. You can change that to first angle if you want. I'll leave third angle selected. Also, we have an option here called sheet scale. Now, sheet scale is the overall scale of drawing that will be added on this sheet. Right now, it is set to 1:2, and you can see the sheet scale here on the title block as well. We can change that scale from here. So you can just make it 1:1 or any other scale that you want. And the same will change here in the title block. You can also change the sheet size right here. If you have started with some other sheet size and you just want to change it, you can do it right here. Well, in this case, we don't want to change anything. We simply want to check the angle of projection, which is third, and the scale is 1:2. With that, apply changes, and okay, we are done. Now that we have set all the standards for our sheet, we are ready to add views in our sheet.